welcome to Basic Training. I'll be your narrator, and you, well, you'll be Spider-Man. Duh. Before we get started, you'll need to know how to get a hold of me. So, whenever your head does this, it means I have something to say to you. You can listen to what I have to say by pressing the select button. Normally in these tutorial levels, I'm going to talk regardless of whether or not you press the select button. However, it's your only way to reach me when you're playing any other level. Okay, let's get started. You can crawl on walls by pushing your analog stick toward the wall. You can do that now. Okay, now you're crawling. I suppose you ought to know that you can crawl faster by holding down the L button. You can also jump up walls by pressing the jump button while you're crawling fast. Do me a favor and crawl to the top of this building. Look at you, a professional wall crawler. Now then, that arrow at the top of your screen will show up sometimes to show you where you need to be. Right now, it's pointing somewhere that you'll need to swing to. You can swing there now by pressing the R button. Hey, you're swinging now. Follow the arrow to your next objective. Phew, you made it. Now that you're here, I'd like to introduce you to your spider sense. That was it. Looks a lot like what happens when I have something to say, right? Well, your spider sense is very important. It lets you know that you're in danger and should get out of the way. Now that you know what it is, we can test your spider sense reflex skills. When you see your spider sense go off, you'll need to get out of the way as fast as possible. You can jump, zip, or dodge out of the way. You can dodge by holding down the L button while you tap a direction and press the jump button. Okay, let's give it a go. Great job. Now let's test your fighting skills. Follow your arrow to the thug. This is a thug, your enemy, your foe. Try punching and kicking this guy by using combinations of the square and circle buttons. Good job. Thugs spawn here. You've had enough. When that happens, you can abandon your mission here and follow your arrow to the next mission. I know fighting thugs is fun, but we should really get on with the rest of the training. Remember, you can leave this area at any time and follow your arrow to the next task. You're still here. Okay, I've had enough. This is the last thug I'll spawn for you. Then you need to follow the arrow so I can teach you a thing or two about web zipping. Okay, here we are at the last mission of basic training. All you need to do is web zip up to the marker above you. To web zip, hold the L button and press the R button. If there's something above you, you'll zip up to it. Good job. That's it for basic training. But before I go, I'd like to remind you of my calling card. So remember, if you're playing any of the levels and you see this, it means you can listen to what I have to say by pressing the select button. Okay, that's enough talking for me. You can go have fun now. Welcome to the target training. The purpose of this mission is to teach you how to use your lock-on targeting feature. Go ahead and walk up to the green section of the floor up there to begin. See these targets floating in the air? You can target them by tapping the L button. You can also switch between different targets by pressing any of the 4 directional buttons. Once you have a green target selected, shoot some web at it. You'll want to web all of the green targets in each area before moving on. If you web a red target, or if you walk too close to the targets, it will disappear, and you'll have to start all over again. Welcome to combat training. In this mission, I will teach you 6 important moves to help you in the real world. Let's start out with a group attack. If you're ever finding yourself surrounded by enemies with nothing to do, you can perform a punch-kick combo, which will knock everyone back. You can try it out on these dummy thugs. Good job. Now try a punch-punch-kick combo to juggle your enemy up into the air. Remember to hold down the kick button until you're at the same level as your enemy before you let go. You can then begin a series of punches and kicks in the air. Excellent. Now try to stun your opponent. There are 2 ways to stun your enemies. You can stun guys by pressing kick twice, followed by a punch, or by pressing punch 3 times, followed by a kick. When an enemy is stunned, they will be unable to attack you for a short period of time. Great. As stunned as can be. You can also blind most thugs. To blind a thug, jump in the air and tap the triangle button. Yep, blind as a bat. Now then, sometimes you'll be up against an enemy that has a weapon. You can actually web yank most enemy weapons away by pressing a direction and the triangle button. Try web yanking both of this thug's guns away from him. Okay, you can also web yank people around. Try web yanking these guys. When you're good enough, you should be able to twirl them around your head, rodeo style. Good job. thugs will continue to spawn here until you've had enough. You can leave this area at any time.